Look, go around the town, up in my way, up my shit.
You have to deal with like people who like get cremated and shit like that too, or no?
Deal with everything.
Yeah,
everything. Like, you know, like how you see like funerals like on movies and like TV shows. Sometimes it's like that. Like, have you ever seen Death at a Funeral?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've been to funerals where the family's like
for real, just shit
yeah.
crazy. I'd believe it, bro.
Dude,
I'd believe
people
it.
drunk.
And then I would imagine, like, especially
on a lot of shit,
right? People who die, like, when they have like a lot of like family, and then they have a lot of shit like themselves. Yeah. I could imagine seeing people go batshit crazy trying to fight over shit, like especially if there's no will. Yeah, like especially if there's no will. Yeah, I could imagine that. I could imagine that easy.
Dude,
because I could imagine seeing people get greedy that fast. I could see
hella crazy.
Yeah, I used to take depots of people like about their wills and about like their parents like wills and
that
shit.
Will go on for months.
Siblings just fighting each other, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah,
it's like because there's rarely a funeral where it goes off just like smooth.
Like even if it says clearly in the will like what the parent wants for each kid. The kid, like one of the kids would be like, "Nah, mom told me like right before she died, she actually wanted it this way."
Yeah.
There'll always be someone trying to
motherfuckers
contest
will just
it, like,
argue. Yeah,
I don't think I'd be able to do that shit.
It's so weird.
Whatever my parents want to do,
it's weird.
They could do, you know.
Yeah.
And if my brother and sister try to change that shit, then that's on their hearts. Like,
yeah, it's.
I won't be able to be like, "Nah, my dad didn't say that," or "My mom didn't say that."
You say that now, and then when the time comes, you're gonna sock him right in his face. Like,
fuck that. They're giving you how much? Nigga Jose's mad as shit.
I'm like, you know what he actually did tell me.
Bro, I've seen people get in fights at funerals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could imagine that. I'd imagine that. I don't see that being
every color.
Honestly, I didn't come
everything.
I'm
just like, holy. So, like, there's like, okay, there's like some kind of stereotypes a little bit. Like, okay, like the Asian people like are like really into like. I've seen them with the person in the casket.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
White people are like
That's
very
ridiculous,
like are
bro.
very like.
I don't think I'd allow
white
that.
people more so are
my parents
like
or mine.
sad and this and
Even though I
that.
won't be there,
Mexican people are partying.
Yeah.
And then like black people just want to get it over with. They don't like to see the body. They just want to have the service and then that's it. But like it's like kind of like that for the most part, but then it'll fluctuate a little bit, but
like at least when you see the family, you kind of like have an idea of what you're getting into.
Right. Yeah.
You're just like either it's gonna be really chill or it's gonna be batshit crazy.
Yeah,
like,
and then it'll be like obviously like the nice white people and then like the white trash people, and that usually gets kind of crazy.
You can kind of get a gist of like when you're pulling up.
But
like,
when it's like the nice white people,
crazy.
they'll deceive you. They'll be like, one lady will be like drunk and like starting shit. She's like, "Oh, she said this before she died," and like all this stuff.
Trying to tell you the cheese man shit.
Yeah, and then I'll always have there's always one weird person in the family that comes up to me. They're like, how many bodies you see a day?
Yeah.
And I'm just like
so,
you sure you want to know right now? Like your grandma's in there.
That would probably be me.
Hey, bro.
Like,
hey, bro.
Like, cause you're not like if I'm at a funeral.
Like, hey, bro, you guys hiring?
You're not family, bro. I gotta know something about you, bro.
Dude, there's always the one guy.
You gotta tell
it's
me
always
something
a guy
about
too.
you.
There's always the one guy. Or like a drunk aunt.
Bro.
A drunk aunt sometimes, and I was like, "Oh fuck me!" I'm like trying to stay like.
You're like, go more now.
I know, yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, you didn't get a plate or nothing, like. I'll be like, what the fuck you doing here, bro? I know you're hungry, bro. Just go get something. Like,
Sometimes we get tips. Sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know if I should take.
yeah,
this
how
or
that?
not.
I was about to say, how is that morally for you? Like,
I'm like,
because you're kind of
I'm
just
not
doing your
gonna,
job
like,
in a sense.
Say, I'm not gonna like give it back because they'll like literally like they're just like and they'll put it in my hand or like my
oh, I
pocket
hate
or
when they
something.
do that shit. Yeah,
And which is fine because I'm like in my head I'm like okay they're grieving they're obviously sometimes they're not thinking right you know what I mean and I'm just like
has there been a time
I'll
you've been
just
like
take it just so they feel good.
Yeah,
But I'm like sometimes I'm like
That's the
I
right
don't know
thing
if
to
I should
do.
take it. But
No, it's the right thing.
what are you supposed to do?
Yeah,
at
be
that
like,
point?
no.
I mean, person,
Some people will be like, oh, don't disrespect me, dude. Just
Yeah,
take this.
Yeah.
See, so that's why I just don't even say anything.
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah, but back to that thing though, I don't think I could ever like fight over my parents' will.
bro. It just takes one
Like-
kid to like
Fuck it all
Well,
for
yeah
everybody.
to make it weird.
I love my parents, but they don't got shit, dude. Like, what is my dad gonna leave me?
That's
a
fair.
truck? You know, my
That's
brother
fair.
can have that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give him a good funeral, whatever. But like,
See, I'm
just being real.
Already got a truck.
Like, we don't own a house.
Yeah,
my dad don't own land.
I think it's definitely different when you're like your family's got like something.
That's the benefit of that. There ain't shit to fight for.
Because
I think what I'm most worried about is my children,
right?
Because I have plans to become somebody,
right?
And I want my children to be set, and I don't want my children to be.
How many do you have right
greedy
now?
motherfuckers.
2?
Just one.
Just the one. Okay.
Just the one.
Yeah, bro. It's weird, and even if you put in there specifically to not give someone something, they'll still like it gets weird.
Well, that's how it was with
it gets
my
really
grandma.
weird.
So my great grandpa was in the military for like 40 years. So he had like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And he had like shit under the house.
Yep.
And they had that house in Fullerton, right next to Fullerton College since the 70s.
Oh, fuck. That's just expensive.
It was a nice ass house, big ass house, like old school,
You could-
like
yeah.
70s house. Big
Make
pool,
money,
big
you could make money,
backyard.
rented it out to the college kids.
They
Yeah.
fought for years, and then they
shit.
just sold the house like last year because somebody was gonna try to keep it. This is a
Right.
super nice house, really
Yeah.
nice neighborhood. You know where all the willow trees are?
Yeah, especially
Right there
nowadays,
off of
bro. In
fucking
Orange County, bro,
Chapman.
if you get a paid off
Yeah.
house or an owned house,
Yeah.
bro.
They fought over it so much they were just like, "Fuck it, we're selling the house too." And they each got like $1 million. It was my grandma and my uncles, so like my great uncles or whatever.
Yeah.
My grandma and her brothers, and there was 6 of them.
Oh,
And they all fought over for years. Oh, you owed me this. You owed me that. It
Yeah.
literally tore our whole family apart. So now nobody does anything together for holidays. It's been
See,
like that
that's
for the last couple
terrible.
of years.
Yeah.
We
That's
had like
terrible.
literally like the house in Fullerton. We do like because my family's like super American. You know what I mean? My grandpa was in the military for a year. He was like a sergeant general. I don't know, like one of the high, like really high up ones. You know, he had all these medals, like all this shit. Like he got so much money from the military because he was in World War II, Vietnam, and Korea.
Damn.
Yeah, and like so he had like a lot of shit left behind. And then like my great grandma, like so he died in like when we were like 18, and then my great grandma was alive for like up until like 2 or 3 years ago. So like they were fighting the whole time over shit, and like my great grandma was like kind of losing her mind. You know, she was like 90.
Yeah.
And like so like you know what I mean? They were like, oh, like let's go to the bank, and like one of my uncles did that, and like all that shit. So everything once she died, like they were just like it was like all out war. So like me and my cousins are all close because we were just like fuck them, like they're old and fucking stupid, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like me and my cousins are close, but like I don't see anybody anymore.
Right.
It just tore everything
That's
apart.
crazy, man.
Yeah, and I was just like, holy shit, like this shit's crazy. So like when I'm at work, I'm really watching the family, and I'm like seeing if anybody's arguing or something because I know it happens. Because like you wouldn't
Bro,
think
it's
like if
crazy.
you knew our
It's
family
beef.
before, like
It's
you
crazy,
wouldn't think
man.
that shit would have happened
Yeah.
with us because everybody was so close. Like Halloween, 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving, like everything. There was like 40 people there. Now it's just like everybody kind of just does their own shit. It's like
Right.
really me and my cousins are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So me and my cousins are like slowly trying to like at least bring us the younger generation, because there's a big gap. You're either really super old or you're like young in my family. It's weird.
Right.
So it's just been kind of crazy the last couple of years.
That sounds crazy. Bro.
It's fucked up. And then my mom and my grandma weren't talking for like years either, and I was like, oh shit,
Jesus.
Yeah. So when somebody dies, like that shit can really like fuck up everything. Like really don't know like how when like a grandparent dies or like a parent, like how that person really kept the family together. You know what I mean? Because when that person's gone, like it could really fall apart. It doesn't always, but it really can. Like it literally, like we just went down the drain. It's just like nobody does anything together anymore. It's like it was like a complete 180 for like how it was when I was a kid to like now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet you feel some type of way about that because it's like you have your son.
Yeah, because we had
experience
that
those things
house
you
up
did.
until a couple years ago. Like everybody would go swimming, everybody like met up and like had barbecues and like this and that, and like now we don't have any of that. So like I kind of feel bad for him because I had a lot of siblings. I have like 1 million cousins. He has a bunch of cousins that he doesn't get to see because we don't have like a home base.
Right.
You know, and I feel bad for him. You know what I mean? Because like he doesn't have like that like real like family like I don't know, like family like development going on all the time. You know what I mean? He's like always asking, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do, man. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to get together for like holidays and shit. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. So I try to do it with like me and my brothers and like their kids and him. You know, so we're trying to like bring that all back together.
Yeah, family's fucking hard, dude.
Dude, it is. My brothers just started talking again after a year, because last summer, if they see this, is gonna be hilarious. We all. My brothers. Okay, so my great grandpa left us his car. It was like an old '77 Caprice.
Nice.
It was, my brothers put a lot of money into
for the car.
My brothers were fighting. Well, it was okay for a while.
Right.
It was okay for a while. So he left it to my brothers. My brothers started fighting over it. Like you owe me this on it. Well, I want to do this to it, and like, because you know what I mean. They were slowly like sprucing it up and like doing this and that. I'm at my mom's, and I can't remember if I'm in the garage or in the living room, but like I'm like listening to music, and I hear somebody screaming, like bloody murder, and I'm like, is that the TV?
Right.
And I'm like, it's like quiet in the house, and I hear, it's my mom. I run outside. My brothers have each other in headlocks. My sister has a bat. My other little brother, well, he's younger, but he's as big as us. He's like trying to pull them apart.
Like
my mom's screaming. I finally go over there, and they're like on the neighbor's car. It's all dented and shit. It's all dented and shit. Because they're on the hood.
They're fucking up their car. Oh,
yeah. And so I go over there. I finally like pry them off of each other. And I like have my other brother, and I'm like this on the ground. He's like, I can't breathe. And I'm like, I'm just like, just relax. Because like,
go to sleep.
Everybody's bleeding. Everybody's
it's a
bleeding.
fucking hectic scene.
People
Everyone's
are screaming.
Yeah.
And we live like kind of in the ghetto, like in Orange, like kind of by El Medina. And it's like in a cul-de-sac. You know what I mean? So like everybody's
starting to come out. Like,
everyone's watching. Everyone's
starting to come out within like
Fools are outside sweeping
like
their grass.
minutes, like of me getting them off each other. There's like 10 cop cars on the main street, and then up in the cul-de-sac, and everybody's like trying to stay away from each other, and the cops are all coming, and like they're literally 10 cop cars.
Damn.
And like. So they were separated, and they start like asking us questions. They're like, oh, like how do you like who's fighting? And I'm like, oh, like my brothers, like this and that. He's like, oh, and they're like asking who. They're like, who's that? I was like, that's my mom, that's my sister. They're like, are all you guys family? And we're like, I was like, yeah. And he's like, the cops are like dumbfounded because there's like a bunch of us, and he's like, he's not, you know what I mean? And I was just like, fucking, they have us all like. Fucking me and my brothers, because me and my brothers are all tatted up, kind of big, you know what I mean? So we're all in handcuffs. My mom and my sister are like over there, and they're just like asking questions for like an hour, trying to figure shit out. My brothers are yelling at each other, "Fuck you fucking faggot!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, just shut the fuck up, you know, like because I'm the only one that's like really been in trouble with the law. So I'm telling them, just don't say anything about anything you know what I mean? Just shut up.
Yeah.
Because you guys are just gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
My brother's hand's broken. My brother's nose is broken. It's fucking bleeding everywhere. And they just started talking like 2 months ago.
Happy for them.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy.
Who got the car?
They ended up just selling it.
Oh,
Yeah,
word.
it's probably the
And
best.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
For the
like
best.
Nah, if I break my hand, bro, I'm keeping the fucking car.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. Like
I'm keeping the fucking
after
car.
all that, like we could have still had the car and like been
If
able
you
to
broke
take it
my
to
nose, I'm
shows.
keeping the car. Now we had to fight again.
I was saying, I'm like, bro, this time, bro, like, you know what, fuck it, bro, be a jiu-jitsu match, fuck it, like, whoever taps first, pussy, like, I don't know, bro.
But it's funny because that we're known on the block. Like it's kind of ghetto over there. Like, it's not horrible. It's not the best, but like we're known as the family that's like super loud and always fighting and like
You're that
because
house
you guys
on the
see
block,
me
huh?
and how I am. Like you guys know me pretty well. Imagine that with 6 other people. Probably worse. Because my mom's the craziest, and then it just trickles down from like me and my sister and my brother and my other sister. Oh shit!
Fucking family, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I love him, right? That's funny. No, I basically started kind of fucking with my family again heavily. Like,
Really?
not out of like
Well,
anything
falling out or
personal. No, nothing like that. It's just like I'm fucking terrible at communication. That's all it is.
I feel that we are too.
So like lately, I've barely been like starting to like kind of like taking initiative, plan shit out.
That's good.
Shit like that.
That's what I've been doing too, because I'm the oldest. So I'm like, because like we're horrible at like talking with each other. You know what I mean? Like if somebody was like to talk about their feelings, they're like gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we can't. We don't know how to be like. We could be cool.
Like, oh,
we
it is
be,
okay.
like,
you know, like
with each other.
No,
you know what I
that,
mean?
Yeah.
And like I feel like because I've been trying to do that more, and it's like I feel like it's kind of like helping a little bit. Because I feel like if they don't see me do it, why the fuck are they gonna do it?
Yeah.
Because I'm like the oldest.
Right.
So I've been trying to do more stuff like that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Try to do stuff together on the weekends, like all this, like check up on everybody. You know.
I feel that because I'm the oldest too. Between me and my oldest cousin that I have on my dad's side, it's 6 years apart, and then me and my little brother are 8 years apart.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
so it's like it's a long time, you know. My dad's side of the family, I'm the oldest, and the youngest cousin I have on my dad's side just turned 1, or is gonna turn 1 in November.
Shit.
Damn, youngins.
Yeah, they're young. So like when I was growing up with them, my dad's sisters were like my older sisters,
right?
Because they were so young.
How old are they?
They're
like 10 years, barely like a little less than 10 years or something.
One of them is 10 years older than me.
Okay.
So no, she's 9 years older than me.
Okay.
So pretty much the same relationship I have with my little brother.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And that's your dad's sisters? 12.
Technically, not by blood, because my dad did come from Guatemala.
Okay.
And came and lived with his aunt.
Right.
Who became his mom and took care of him.
Okay. They're still
raised me as her grandchild, you know. And
so
it's
they're
like
probably
that.
Technically like your cousins or whatever.
They're my cousins, yeah.
Okay.
But they were raised like I gotta
like your aunts.
Treat them like my aunt. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're old. That gap. Like, gap. But if there's a gap and it's your cousin, they're not your cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's your aunt.
So that's like why our problem is going on right now, because I have a cousin that's 1 supposedly, but then he calls me uncle because.
Yeah.
That gap is 25 years.
That gap is too big. Yeah, that's not your cousin. That's your
I think anything over like 8 or 9, you're kind of pushing it.
You're like, you're not a cousin.
Because it really depends on like the situation. Like, because I've had like cousins kind of like similar, like, you know, like 8, 9, 10 years older. But then when I get around them, I don't feel like they're that fucking much older.
Yeah.
When I do have cousins that are closer to my age, and I'm like, bro, you're fucking old. Get the fuck out of here. Like, but reality is though, it's like, bro, like you're only like 2 months older than me. Like that's the reality of the situation. Yeah. But so I feel like it depends on the situation.
Definitely.
Too. Yeah. Because there are times where like like I've had like cousins like Thea's like you know, like I don't even know how to explain it, because it's like I've had like I guess you could say the relationship's always been like an older brother, little brother, older sister type.
Yeah.
Because it was like we had arguments where like I told them to shut the fuck up, or like, you know, like type deal. So it's like
got that closeness going on. Yeah.
It's always weird when like you kind of have to like, that's my cousin Thea. I don't know. That's just you know. Like,
because that's how me. So remember how I told you like it's my grandma and her brothers? Okay, so my grandma had kids young, but everybody else had kids kind of old. So my cousins, my second cousins, are my age. So like my cousins are my mom's cousins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's that's not even like, oh, that's my uncle. It's just easier to call him my uncle. That's really your uncle.
like that. Yeah, like that. Like they're not like my, let's say like my uncle's daughter. Like that's my cousin. Yeah. But she's like 50. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because she's older than she's like a little older than my mom. She's not my cousin. That's my aunt. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But like I didn't know that growing up, and then like I kind of find that out when I was like older. My mom's like, "Oh, she's your cousin." I was like, "My cousin? She's older than you." I was like, "How the fuck does that even work?" But like, see, my aunt, my uncle had like kids in their 40s, but my mom had me in her 20s. So like me and my cousin are like, we're 2 months apart. You know, so it's kind of like a mind fuck when you like actually think about it.
Yeah, when you actually go down that tree. And you're just like, oh, fuck.
Oh, they're my cousin?
And start putting people where they're supposed to be.
Bro.
It's like, what the fuck?
My grandma has a family tree like in her garage, and like I was looking at it the other day. Bro, people in my family be fucking, bro. Damn, bro. Bro, there was like 3, like, bro, there was like 8 branches, bro. And then I'm looking at the names, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's 2 people. That's 7. God damn, they were fucking like, you know, because it's, dude, bro, how the fuck you have 8, 10 kids, bro?
Especially
what the
back
fuck?
then,
like,
too, huh?
Yeah, bro. So, because it'll be like, born
like
in the 50s, born in the 60s. And I'll be like, well, fuck yeah, there's no TV or radio. Yeah, I'll probably be fucking all day too. But Still though, like
there was radio.
There's not a lot of hobbies.
There was radio.
There was radio,
bro. Okay, but it was staticky, bro. Like not everybody had radio, bro. Bro, having a radio was being a baller back in those days, bro. Like you know, like
I feel like I see that unless you're on like TV, you're like the fucking like. I don't know, like with the 12 kids or whatever. Like I feel like that doesn't happen anymore because people have shit to do.
Yeah.
Maybe like, I don't know, like you know what I mean. People are like,
I think it's like what you can afford to. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I guess
kind of
yeah.
Like,
I guess back then it was easier to have like 10 kids because
my grandma had 13.
Yeah, just
God damn, Isaac.
2 of them died and she didn't stop.
But that's like how it was back then. They're like, some of them are gonna die.
Yeah, you know, you had to take an accountability. Like, there's 13. I'm gonna at least lose 3. Like, you know, like, I mean, back then, that's because medicine wasn't up to par, bro. Like, I mean, yeah, you know, it's the reality. Like, bro, okay, bro, polio was going around, bro. Like, bro, there was a chance, bro. No, but I'm just saying, though, bro. Like,
we're going to 1910.
Yeah,
Plague.
The plague
in England.
Oh shit.
That mentality is crazy.
No, but I'm just saying though, bro. Like, because medicine wasn't always up to par. Like,
you're right.
You had to take an account. Like,
it's a reality of what was going on at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, now we're lucky. Like, you know, I'm gonna have 3 kids. All 3 of them are gonna fucking make it. Like, you know, that's the reality of the situation.
Yeah. And I feel like it was probably easier to find somebody back then. Like, I got a cousin now at my age. He ain't fucking. I don't know if he ever is gonna be.
No, you know what I mean? You have
but if he was, let's say it was 50 years ago,
shit.
and he was back then, probably find somebody.
You type concerned
Church. Church.
You know, everybody got their
The
little
neighborhood,
like, you know,
the library, like
Yeah.
people don't do shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
back then, you were forced to be outside.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now
Now
you're
he's just like on OnlyFans and Pornhub and fucking
can't even get bitches. That's crazy. Bro.
bitches. Yeah. That like I feel like that I'm really glad I didn't end up like that because I have homies that like are like that. You know what I mean? That are like, oh, I'd rather just like play video games and like buy OnlyFans and like I'm just like, I'd rather get rejected than do that. Like I never had that mentality.
I'd rather try.
Try something like.
I can see, bro. Like, see, I'm going home and play video games.
You want to
after
know
I
who
get
gets
rejected.
bitches, dog?
Like,
Isaac gets bitches.
Yeah,
no, I don't.
Isaac do be getting
Isaac
bitches,
be
bro.
getting bitches.
I
This fool dip
behind the scenes.
This
Bro,
fool
he
dipped
ditched
on us
us. He
at a
ditched us.
concert.
Where?
We were at the Yost.
At the fucking Yost.
Benny the Butcher.
Ooh,
But
We
no,
didn't get to see
dirty
Benny.
bitches at that show for sure. He knows. He knows. Fucking ratchet bitches.
Oh my god.
Look, he's getting red. Dude.
He
That
is.
show's funny.
He is. And then we find this fool in the parking lot. He goes,
said
we
which
need to
show?
go round
That's
1.
crazy.
We need to go to round 1.
Oh, yeah, see, I'm glad I didn't hear that. 'Cause I probably would have been like, all right, fuck it, let's
He
go.
was at the stomping grounds. Like he said, "Now we down the street."
Oh my god.
It'll take 5
Now
minutes.
round 1, they be
Yo,
open late
son,
too, huh?
Bro, yeah, they be open late.
They
yeah.
just redid it. I think they have.
I went to the
pool
one in
tables.
Lakewood. Yeah, I went to the one in Lakewood not too long ago.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that was pretty
They
cool.
have one at the main
other
place.
one's at main place. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one I've been to.
That's where Isaac was.
The little
See, bro?
bowling,
Yeah,
little
yeah,
arcade.
That's where I was trying to go.
He was trying to get there, dog.
Yeah, 'cause see, if you would have told me that at the timing, bro, if I would have heard that, I would be like, fuck, you want to go to Lakewood for? Like, not knowing there's another one in Santa Ana. I would have been like, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, no, that's a drive.
I'd be like, I don't know, Lens, I'll drop you off halfway.
Did you ever
dog.
pull the? I mean, I take pics. I take pics. Like,
No, see, bro, we told them take the camera, dog.
crazy.
We didn't know for that, but
the camera. They
He
he
would've-
would have just showing titties.
There you go.
you know,
I should have thought of that.
OC gone wild.
Oh, see, come on. That's
well,
the
at the
next-
Yost.
Wild, yeah. Oh shit! We just found Isaac's
Man behind the scenes,
shit.
baby.
We just found Isaac's new thing.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
There you go,
We're gonna
man.
make some gold,
That'll
man.
take off, and then you'll take us with you.
We'll be like, this is what he's doing
We
when he's
remember
not
talking
doing all
about the
that weird
idea.
shit.
We basically.
It's a little royalties, just a little bit.
Yeah, shit.
Oh,
Fuck yeah, dude! I want 2%, dude.
Hey, can you give me a water, please? Thank you.
No, but that goes back to how we were talking about earlier about people like not trying. You know what I mean? Like at work, it's at work, or like I just know too many. Like we've talked about that on the podcast. Like some people just don't like. I don't want to try. I understand. I don't want to try. I don't want to be sober. I don't want to be a good person. I don't want to do shit. Like, but I feel like there's just no choice. Like
Right.
Especially like how we're living now. Like if you don't try, like literally, you're not gonna get anything.
Yeah, you're not gonna go anywhere.
Like whether it's socially, like
especially,
financially,
like here in California, man.
Especially right here. That's what I was talking about. Like how, it is expensive over here, and like I get that, but like I feel like we're paying for everything that's around us too. Yep, like
that's what I always say.
You know what I mean?
You're paying for what you're around, what you're getting. Like
right. So like that's why I will never make. Okay, when I get more money and I become more successful, like I'll have houses. I want houses in different spots, but I'll never not have a house here.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's just too much shit to do like around here. Like
right.
You know what I mean? You could do anything at any time pretty much around here. True. You could walk to the fucking movies, the mall, the liquor store, the grocery store, like anything. Like
walk to the beach, depending where
to
you're
the
at.
Beach. What the beach is? What 20 minutes from us? 30
Driving,
maybe.
30 at the most.
Yeah.
And the mountains is what, an hour?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna take me 2 hours.
The desert's another hour the other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's. I think that's what we're paying.
Hey,
for
bro, and
too.
you could do that all in one fucking day if you really wanted to.
You really could.
Yeah.
You can't.
Like,
you can't do that like in the middle of fucking. I don't know, like Nebraska or.
Bro, you can't do that in Vegas, bro.
nowhere.
I was just in Vegas like 2 weeks ago, bro. There's not like, although it has,
And then
like,
if
a
you
strip
do
and
do it,
everything,
everything's
it's still
fucking
like,
$1 million.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
there's
Yeah.
still
You
like
know what I
a
mean?
sense of emptiness, you know. Like we're like way more civilized than a lot more areas, you know. Like
I think
it's just,
I
like,
feel that way too.
just like civil with like buildings, like bro, like my block on Brookers, bro, it doesn't die like
Always popping.
Yeah, the amount of things that are open until 4 a.m, like
that is very.
You can get a burger.
Yeah,
Like,
bro,
you
like,
want. You
there's,
can't
like-
do that in the middle of fucking.
bro, it's just like
Arizona or
active,
New
bro.
Mexico.
Yeah, it's just like active where I am too. So I'm just like, damn, I like tripped out when I came back home. Like this is just as active indirectly. Like,
How long were you out there for? Just the weekend?
yeah, just like it was
What'd
like
you go
3
do?
days. My homie's birthday's on Halloween.
Oh, damn.
So I
A
went
little
to
party
see
out there.
It was cool, bro. It was we went. I got there 2 days before Halloween.
Okay.
So then, but like Halloween day, he has $2, so like we just took him trick or treating and all that.
Nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
Hell yeah. That's sick.
But like he hates it because like he's like born and raised over here, or like he's from out here as well.
Right.
Grew up off of Lincoln and Grand, so
Oh shit.
yeah, like he's like used to chaos, like
And over there,
side
it's
of, it's just empty, bro. You borderline going crazy.
You probably just gotta watch out for
Bro,
like Slender Man or
yeah,
something.
like,
out there.
this
What-
was
or
just
what do they call
tweakers, bro.
the
We just
what,
said tweakers, bro. They're just all around. Like,
What are they called? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's gonna bug the fuck out
The
of
The
me.
what?
Skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers.
You ever heard of those?
Yeah, I've heard.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
I've
seen it.
White
Oh, so the
Walkers
it's like
from
old,
fucking Game of
it's like
Thrones.
old Native American shit. Like,
Oh
it's like
yeah,
the-
I've seen
the
that shit on. Yeah, I've
shapeshifters.
seen
Yeah.
that shit on TikTok from time to time, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I don't be liking that shit.
My sister gets so freaked
Be
out.
scrolling up.
And sometimes, bro, like,
don't even say the word.
yeah, bro, because those like scenes, bro, they'll be like, oh,
She's
what is
like, I
that,
saw
bro?
it on
And then it's a
TikTok.
fucking dark ass figure, scary as shit. I'm like, bro, no. I'm like, it is 3 a.m. What the fuck?
I was like, that just looks like Juan from like down the street.
yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Just-
bro, I could
just
look outside if
cracked
I
out.
wanted
On a
to see
sick
that
one.
shit.
On a sick one
Fucking
lurking through our
tweaking.
Yeah,
trash.
I was like, I see that down the street all the time.
That's one on
like-
a sick one looking
And I'm
for
like, damn,
cans.
that bitch is a
homie.
little early to be digging through the trash cans, no? Fuck. I'd be mad as shit, bro.
Well, like everywhere is different than Cali, though. Definitely in Arizona, dude.
Even different parts of California are different.
My girl's uncle had an intruder on his land. He was looking through his tool shed. He came out, was like, "What the fuck you doing back there?" The guy tried to hide. He's like, "No, fuck that. What are you doing back there? Answer me before I shoot you."
Yeah.
The guy started taking off running. He let off 3 shots. And the guy hit the dirt, was fucking pissed himself, started crying. It's like, dude,
Didn't hit him though.
Didn't hit him.
Oh, okay.
He's like, dude, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm at my cousin's house.
I thought
They
this was
called
my
the
cousin's
sheriff.
shed.
Sheriff comes. Was like, did you fire shots at him? He's like, yes, I did. I told him to stop. He ran and I fired 3 shots. All right, see you later.
That's how it is. out
Told
there,
him,
huh?
told the intruder, you come here, you're gonna die.
Over
Next
here,
time,
it's the opposite.
next time you come here, you're probably gonna die. If you go somewhere else, we're gonna have to book you.
right?
The guy's like, oh, all right. And just left it at that.
Over
No.
here, it's the opposite. You shoot.
Over
somebody,
here,
they
you
sue
you get a warning shot off. It's like a
You
year.
can get sued.
Yeah, you can get sued, or it's like a year
They
for
can.
having the weapon.
You can get, or they can sue like the grocery store or like Target if they like run after you or some shit too.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can
If you
sue
steal,
security
yeah, if you steal,
now.
yeah.
If security decides to tackle you to get the merchandise, you can sue the security for tackling you.
Because I be seeing that on like Instagram and TikTok all the time. Like people be just like running out of the store.
That's why a lot of securities don't chase anymore.
I saw that
like
shit
at Home
on
Depot, like all those places.
Fuck that show.
If they're running
Atlanta.
out, they're like, don't chase them, because if you hurt them, they are able to sue you.
Yeah.
If they get hurt in the store while you're trying to tackle them for stealing merchandise,
Mm-hmm.
that's when they get sued the store.
Damn.
Yep.
Isn't that
Crazy.
fucking insane?
Our world's a fucked up place, huh?
Yeah.
California's fucking ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah, maybe it is California. Everybody, it's like too cushiony.
Yeah.
Nowadays. Like,
Everything's so accessible. That's why it's so easy to stay inside.
okay, I'm gonna tell you a little story that I've been hearing my son talk about. Right, he has a bully at school.
Uh-huh.
Okay, my son's kind of nerdy. You know what I mean? He's kind
He's a cool
of
kid,
goofy.
man. We met him. He's
yeah,
a cool kid.
He's kind of. He's not like probably a normal 7-year-old. You know what I mean? He's like kind of goofy. He's still pretty innocent. Like, it's like, I feel like maybe nowadays, like you don't like they're not like forced into having like situations like we had when we were kids. You know what I mean? Like everything is like cushiony. You know what I mean? Like how are your feelings and like this and that, and like I get that to a certain point, but because I have a kid now, it's like it's too much for me. Like he has a bully, and when I had a bully when I was his age, like all we did was like fight, right? Because like they probably don't allow anything like that to happen in schools now. He's like in he can't think of like just like like confronting him. He's like, oh, I wish I had a gun so I could shoot him. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, he's a white kid saying that. And I was like, this is Columbine all over again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Or just to be at that stage already.
yeah, like because that's what kids think now.
Yeah.
They don't think like, oh, I could just fight him and then it'd be over. Like, because that's all I think they either see or hear about or like anything, right?
It's just like problem, like that's like a cliche problem solver,
Right.
To like a lot of people.
Yeah, because he can't think, oh, if I just confront him, like it'll be over. You know what I mean? And I think that's because like they don't let kids confront each other like we did when we were kids. I was kind of nerdy when I was a kid. I was the only kid with glasses like the whole elementary school, so I get picked on, but I just would fight. You know what I mean? Because like that's how it was back then. You would just fight. Like you would have a confrontation with somebody. You know what I mean? You learned how to like flesh to flesh. You know what I mean? There wasn't like no like people like talking over the internet or like the teacher saying like, oh, like you can't do that. You know what I mean? You just fought and they broke it up and then whatever. And like I feel like that.
And you both got detention.
Yeah, like it's not like that anymore. Because like I remember like my sister getting bullied, like, but it was over the internet. You know what I mean? She's like, oh, like I don't know what to do, and I'm like, it's just online. Are they bullying you at school, or there's just online? You know what I mean? Like, but to them, online, that's real life.
Right.
That's all they know. It's just it's not real. They're like literally like it's like have you seen that movie Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? That's like what the world is turning into. It's like everything in there is real. And everything outside is just like worthless. It's just like nothing.
Right.
I can't comprehend it.
It's just easier to work in that world. It's just easier to accomplish things than in the real world. Because in the real world, you got to actually try to do things and work hard.
That's right.
When honestly, you can play a VR game and just buy your fucking money and buy shit and live like a king.
You can take a picture and get 1 million likes.
Exactly.
And it's like fucking everybody up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's too cushiony out here, not in there.
Yeah.
It should be the opposite way around.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, you know, I'm seeing my siblings grow up and my son grow up, and I'm just like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like,
it's like an escape, but it's so unhealthy. You know what I mean?
So unhealthy.
Like, fuck, I don't want to be here. And instead of working your way to do something while you're some type of age, you're just going to escape on the VR and be like, this is where I'm at.
Right.
Because it allows you to escape for the hour or two, and then you're right back to the same bullshit.
Right. And that hour or two turns out like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then 72 hours and like.
And then you're like, oh fuck, I gotta do something, huh?
Yeah, like that's how
you don't even know
we're
what to
talking
do.
about. That people don't want to do anything. They don't want to try to like. People are just like content with whatever they have, and they don't want to be something like the best version of themselves. I feel like because we don't have to, because we can just look at this. I could post a picture, and everybody likes it, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean, like. Rather than like saying like, hey, let's all get together, let's go hang out. Like,
I was gonna say a lot of it I think has to do with like even using the example with like Ready Player One or just even kids in general. It's like perception amongst peers. So like I think even for example like in the game, although it's like another world, like you can be top tier here. Like so like for example with me growing up, it was sports. Luckily, like I was good at sports. So like I got a lot of my acclaim or like appeal and friends. Was like sports was looked at like if you're good at sports, you got like, oh, he's got kind of cool. Like it had like they're like synonymous with each other.
right.
So like I feel like even today and nowadays, like gamers and like Twitch streamers, they have like a lot of acclaim. Like shit that used to be like kind of nerdy to us, it's kind of cool today, bro. Like
YouTubers
so, like,
and all
yeah,
that
so
shit.
like it's not far fetched for like kids to want to be like that. And like as you said, with online, you can like you can go viral. Like I don't have to be. Like, I could borderline not even care about the kids at my school because I could be famous over here and like online in another place. Like, as a kid, I used to be like cared about like the perception of my apartment. Like, the people I grew up with in my apartment.
Block.
Yeah, the block.
What does the people on the block think about you?
So I think like perception among peers is like what'll, especially like even kids when you say like trying to find themselves. I feel like you don't even know yourself until you get comfortable around a group of people.
Yes.
Because then at that point, you're just kind of like chasing.
Yeah.
When they say like somebody's going through phases, you know?
Yes.
But phases tend to happen with like when you feel comfortable around a group or like something, like anything, you know? Because I'm not even saying like a lot of things are like, as I said, acceptable or like cool to me. Like,
yeah.
So I think the perception of cool and like what's perceived as cool to kids is what like will fuck a lot of kids up and have them outcasted because they feel like they don't fit into the cool group and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Then like, cause even bullies, bro, like bullies would be outcasted because like they're like, I don't know, bro. I had friends who were like, they were like bigger than a lot of kids from early, you know? They're like fucking had the claim of getting in fights. So then they got boosted up to like being bigger than who they were. And then they just like, they're like bullied by nature of like the perception of like the people that gave them that title, you know? Like bullies sometimes don't even like claim their title by themselves, you know? They get like put on them. Like even with like how you dress and look like that, you know? Like, as you said, like somebody just even being nerdy. I think like a lot of it gets thrown on you because of the peers and like the what like people say about you tends to stick. Like with like even use the example of like your sister online and stuff. Like although that's not like the real world, like all her friends are online. So the second this is set online, it could be like it can stick. Like things stick with people, you know. Like
probably different for girls too.
Yeah, like bro, things stick to people. Like something that happened to you. Like in third grade, you can still be called that like later, like in life. You
I
know?
remember
shit like that, like and that's what sucks, you know. To me, like
people
sucks,
don't forget,
bro, like, especially if a kid
there was a
recorded
bunch
it.
of kids in our school in high school,
especially
bro,
if
that got
a kid,
beat up and like
got a
moved
video
schools
of whatever
like,
the fuck you did.
You can't handle it, you know.
Yeah.
Like
like super bad.
Like, you know?
Yeah.
So, honestly, I feel bad because what's
shut up,
perceived as,
bring
like,
it
cool
soccer.
nowadays. Like even with like the online stuff, dude. Like for me, it was never a big thing to not have a console. I can imagine like for these kids nowadays, like if you don't have a console, if you don't have like, I don't know, bro, like these, what's just acceptable, you know? Like
yeah,
I was
that
like,
makes sense.
I was allowed to like still survive in an era where you didn't get made fun of for not like having a lot of things, bro. Like but you did, you know, like you did get
But they didn't have shit
like,
either.
Yeah,
so it was like
so
funny.
like or like something is still like there's still a level of like.
Yeah, you're able to be like, you don't
you
either.
know? Yeah. Nowadays, I think there's like a big disconnect from like.
That's another thing too,
and that has to do
man.
with things, with
yeah,
having
things, yeah.
like things.
Things is like a big thing nowadays too. That's true.
Like, oh, if you don't have this, you know what I mean?
Like,
Like
what
you're
you
not.
doing?
Yeah, like you said. Like I remember back then, like there would be like one kid that had the Xbox or the PS or PS2 or 3 or whatever. Like I remember it'd be the one kid and everybody go over there. Because nobody else like,
and that fool was probably mad cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like and you like and literally, you know, he's like a dick. He's like a jerk, but like, cause the things he had,
yes,
he's like something. Instead of like, that's not like that doesn't justify the way somebody is as a person, you know.
Yeah,
it's just like the things he has, you know. So to me, that's what sucks because like as kids, that's what we value though at times. It's like,
things.
It's things, bro. Like,
and it's happening again now. Like, I just saw the fucking commercial, iPhone 15. Why the fuck do you need that for? Like, this shit works just fine. Yeah. I don't even know what number I have. Maybe 13, 12. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's just like, it's things like these things. Like, we need things, or you're not anything. Like that doesn't. I mean, I get like that sometimes too. I'm like that with clothes. I can't help myself like with clothes. Like I'm addicted to clothing. Like I always like need a new fit or something like that. So I do get it. You know what I mean? Like to an extent, but like people are like that with everything. Like you need a vape. You need this style shoe that
half
you
the time
saw
it's not
on
even
TikTok.
for them, like personally,
crazy.
bro. It's like for other people, like so they can show off to other people. It's not even for them personally.
Yeah.
Like that's the crazier thing. Because back then, like I don't know, I feel like we did shit like more for ourselves. Like
You did, like,
you know, like
yeah, for sure,
like,
we did.
I know. Well, I can't speak for myself. I didn't really get on like Instagram and all that shit until I was like 15. I want to say.
damn, I was on.
How old are you right now?
I just had a MySpace and then Facebook. And then
No.
Instagram,
Okay, I'm like, I did have Facebook and MySpace,
yeah,
but
I
I didn't.
MySpace in like fourth grade.
MySpace, I only used that shit to like
you?
to like make
Yeah,
my
like, I
profile and
remember.
like put music on it. That was it. Like,
right?
Yeah, I'm about to turn 27 next month.
Okay.
but like there wasn't like using that
You're
though.
what?
There wasn't
32?
perception of
Oh,
like
really?
In January.
of like
Bro, I
oh
did
you need to
not
have
even
this,
think
you need
so.
to have
Old as
that. Like
fuck.
oh
Yeah,
you're
bro.
broke as fuck if you don't
I
have
would
this or
not
that.
even
Like
think so.
there wasn't it. It was barely new to everybody, so everyone was still kind of in that phase of like, oh, let's figure out what the fuck it could do. We're all dumbasses while we're using this. Nowadays, it's more like, oh, you don't know how to use your fucking phone up to full capability. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to show you how to do it either.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like stupid shit like that. Or like,
Well, fuck, you get
People
to a
on-
certain age, you better know how to use your fucking phone to your
Well-
full capability, dog. Like, what
well,
the
no, I
fuck?
mean like, okay, in the sense of like, bro, like, okay, every single little thing you could do, little gadget you could do with your phone?
Most of it, yeah.
I don't.
I don't.
I'm
That's
also,
crazy, though.
Yeah.
Bro, I
also
use
just
my phone
not
to make
tech
calls,
savvy.
text
What?
people. Like, I don't need to figure out every little single thing I could
You
do
don't
on my
send
phone.
like emails or anything at all either?
Well, yeah, no, but when I'm saying like every single
Like-
little thing, bro, like I mean like okay,
Like,
for
what do you mean,
example,
like every single little
okay,
thing?
like when I send you a message, let's see, like okay,
I'm gonna go
I
take
can
a
hold my
piss.
space bar.
Oh,
and
do
I
your
can
thing,
move
dude.
that. Like little shit like that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
and you just like discover shit.
It's also
but-
different though, Jose. Like when was the age you got your first like smartphone?
Yeah. See, I didn't get my smartphone until I was in 8th grade,
Yeah, see,
Oh,
there's
damn.
the kids
Yeah,
now.
bro.
there's-
I went when I was like in 10th, bro.
and
like
that's
9th or
because my
10th.
parents never knew where I was.
Smartphone until like late, dude.
I had a flip phone 7th grade.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like we grew up with
have
these
one.
with this shit late, whereas these kids are growing up with tablets, like tablets at 4.
Right.
So they already know how to function the phone.
I
by
feel
the
like
time
I
you get
know
it.
how to function my phone. It's the only thing that gets me is apps.
Yeah,
like
see, that's what I'm saying,
Snapchat?
bro. Like,
I'll be having like a niece do something on Snapchat, and I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? But that's different from my phone, you know?
Yeah.
Because I could, like, what she draws on my Snapchat, I can draw on my phone. I know how to do that and get it there.
Right.
But I'm like, how the fuck you do that on Snapchat? Like, what the fuck? You know? I thought Snapchat, you just take a picture and people view your story.
Yeah.
You know, you got the funny faces on the side. Like, how the fuck you doing that shit, you know? Like, Instagram now that I'm on it all constantly, like, I see all this shit, we can do all this shit, and it's just like, fuck. To the regular people who are just using just Instagram to post shit, they'll never know a whole different side of Instagram.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
so like people don't know the full like.
No, you said
extent of
phone, dog. I said apps.
Okay, well, phone and apps, bro. Like you use apps on your phone. Like you don't know you could get apps all the time on your phone, bro. I don't know.
This conversation is so like minimal, like the difference y'all were
Yeah,
talking
bro,
about. You
it's
know,
like-
like that's why it's funny. Like,
Yeah. It's still the phone.
Yeah, like
nah, that's funny.
Oh fuck.
Sorry, I had to take a big old piss.
Oh, you
Yeah,
good.
man.
We didn't even do an intro or anything, huh?
No,
No,
we
we
didn't.
just go into it.
Yeah.
That's right. I like that.
Yeah.
We're sitting here already talking for a minute, so it's just like we just went into it.
That's right. How you
Trying
guys
to
doing?
get- We're good. I'm good.
How was your guys' week?
It was good.
It was good.
It's good. Visited a bunch of family. It's pretty dope. I was pretty happy.
Nice. Good to hear. Good to hear.
Speaking of good shit, How's Morning with Goat going, man? So you just got your new podcast just started?
That's right. Good Morning with Lil Goat. Go subscribe. It's on YouTube, Instagram. We have it on Spotify and everything else too, right?
Yeah.
It's been going good, man.
What days do you post?
Every Monday. Well, we already did 3 episodes because we were having meetings, so I was like already here, so we just like do it. So like we just dropped one yesterday, and then we'll have one for next week, and then after that I'll do one probably every 2 weeks just to see how the traction goes for a while, and then if it goes good, we'll do it every week.
What's the whole scope of the show?
I guess just like a little insight to how I am feeling or how I see things. You know what I mean? Because like I was telling her when I go like, let's say I like, because when I'm on TikTok I try to look up like good things. You know, it's just like cooking and like a lot of like motivational speaking and like people that'll like talk about sobriety and stuff. Like everybody that's like talking about it, it's like they're already been sober for like a long time. You know what I mean? I haven't seen anybody yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is out there. I haven't seen anybody that's actually struggling like I am. Like I'm struggling to keep my sobriety like day by day. You know what I mean? And I feel like either nobody's talking about it or nobody wants to talk about it. Like the actual struggles of like, cause you know what I mean? Like I relapsed a couple times this summer because it's like, I'm the skin of my teeth like every day. And and you know, when we were talking about doing it, I was like, I haven't been honest with how I feel about anything, whether it was good or bad in my life. And it fucked up my life. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking up my life. Like when you're an addict, like you destroy like you're not just destroying your personal self, you're destroying everything around you. Your relationships, like the way people see you, the way that you do interact with people, like you know what I mean? Anything. Like I'm like, because I'm so self-destructive, it like bleeds out into everything else. And it's because I don't tell anybody, like either when I need help or when I'm getting sick. And you know what I mean? Like I don't say anything, and it just festers inside of me and it rots. And then I just fuck everything else up around me. So I wanted to do this podcast because like even though I'm still struggling every day, like it keeps me honest. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I haven't been honest with anybody, the closest people in my life. Like I haven't been honest with them, and it's fucking shit up. So now I'm like you guys, you know, asked me like if I wanted to do it, and I was like, it was kind of like, it was like from the universe. Like I was like, oh, like this is my chance to like be honest with everybody.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Because I haven't been held accountable for myself because I'll hide behind this mask that I have. You know, you guys, everybody that like sees me, like, you know what I mean? I'm like calm. I try to be like calm, cool, collected, try to be like funny. Like I am like that. But when I'm at home, I'm literally like an insane person. Like, you know what I mean? Like I walk around the house and I'm like struggling to like just do normal things day to day because I'm like, I want to just be fucked up all the time because in my mind, it's the only way that I can do anything. But that's my addiction tricking me, telling me like, oh, you need this or you can't live. You know what I mean? And that's slowly killing me. And I'm like, I was like, everything I'm doing is like not working. And then like I started going to therapy in the beginning of summer, or like maybe like June, July. It's only been like a couple of months, but like I was just pouring out everything to her. You know what I mean? Because I've never talked to anybody. And then, you know, me getting sober, I'm like feeling all the regrets that I have, everything that I fucked up that I did. And like, I've never felt like that before. I never cared about anything. And it was destroying everything around me because I just didn't give a fuck whether it was good or bad. Right. You know what I mean? I just didn't care because I was just like so fine with just not feeling anything ever. And it's just like it fucked up everything. And now I'm like, okay, like we were talking about like Matthew Perry the other day. Like, it's like when I see that, I'm like, it makes me sad because I'm like, fuck, like that could be me. Like, he literally destroyed his whole life because he was so sick and he just couldn't help himself from being sick. Right. He tried so many times. He went to rehab like, I don't know, 15 times.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean?
He was in and out.
I had like a thing where it showed like all the things that he did and for how long.
Like the amount of money he spent. Yeah.
Yeah, just like stuff like that. And I'm just like, I could end up like that if I don't get help. So I was just like, this podcast is like, it's basically me asking for help. You know what I mean? I'm showing everybody everything because I feel like this is my last chance. If I don't do this, I'm gonna end up like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's like addiction is like how I was telling him. He's like, oh, does it feel like an itch? I'm like, it feels like I'm covered in like lesions that are just like open. And it's like all over me all the time. Like I constantly feel like that because I don't tell anybody anything. I just let it fester and it just grows and it just rots inside of me. And then like my mind, you know what I mean? It just fucks up my mind. And I'm just like, fuck, like I need to do something like drastic. You know what I mean? So like, that's why the podcast, I'm showing everybody everything, you know, I'm just putting it all out there. Cause like, I know everybody else is struggling in their own ways. Like I get that.
Right.
You know, and I want to be either like, maybe like a voice for people that can't say it or don't know how to say things or don't know how to feel about certain things. Cause I know I've been like that forever, you know, and I have a lot of people that ask me like advice or just like kind of pointers. And I'm like, and I try to help as much as I can, but I'm like, I'm struggling too, like hard.
Yeah.
You know, like every day I'm struggling, you know, like I wake up every morning and I'm like, why the fuck would I go to work when I could just get high and just like, you know, like I don't want to try. Like I don't want to. I'd rather be all fucked up on pills and be fucking in the gutter, you know, but I mean, what's that going to do?
Right.
It's not going to get me anywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
to keep you in that hole.
It's like, I'm like constantly fighting inside my head, like to do, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of winning, you know, but it's still, I'm like on a tightrope and I'm like constantly just like this all the time, you know? And I just never told anybody that because I was like, oh, I can just do everything myself. You can't do everything yourself. You know, I'm slowly learning that you got to ask for help, whether it's your family, your lovers or your peers. Mm-hmm. You have to ask for help at some point. You know what I mean? Whether it be anything, you know, you don't always have to have help, but like a little bit of help goes a long way. Mm-hmm. You know, just ask, just being honest, just being open.
With being honest, is it harder to do once the camera turns on, or do you feel like it's easier?
I've been doing better. I still fuck up, you know, not as bad as I used to, because it's reminding me. I'm like, not just like, oh, if I fuck up, everybody's gonna know. It's just like, I'm gonna know, you know, because I'm out here trying to say like, hey, like I'm trying to be better. I never wanted to be better before. I just said fuck everything and everyone. But that it's fucking everything up in my life, you know? And I'm just like, and then I see like guys like Matthew Perry, like he was trying, like he really did try, but like if you don't try hard enough, you're just gonna end up in the ground. And with not like he didn't have a family, he didn't have like nothing, you know what I mean? Because it was just, he didn't maybe get the help when he needed it. He waited too long each time, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, he waited till you hit rock bottom each time.
Yeah. And look what happens. Mm-hmm. You know, so I keep that. You know, it's been recent, but like I'm just like, okay, that's like another. I don't want to be like that. Like I was telling him, like I was like, I'm on the path of the get off my lawn guy. You know what I mean? He's alone because nobody wants to fucking be around him because he's just an asshole all the time. And I still am an asshole, you know, but I'm trying to be less of one, you know, because I know that's where I'm gonna end up eventually.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been good. I've been having more better days than worse days.
That's good, bro.
Yeah.
Is the therapy helping?
It is. I hate it.
Yeah.
And I hate feeling.
Yeah.
I hate. Makes me sick to feel shit. Because that's what I'm learning. That's what my addiction is feeling nothing, good or bad. I didn't like being excited about things, and I definitely don't like hurting about things. And that's what I hate the most is feeling. Because like when I was a kid, I felt a lot. Like I felt so much all the time. You know what I mean? And like a lot of crazy shit happened in my life, and I was just like hurt all the time. So I was just like, I don't want to ever feel hurt. And if that means that I don't get to feel good either, then fuck it. I'd rather not feel good either if I could just feel nothing. And that's what I'm learning. That's what my addiction is. It's not the pills and the drinking. That's the remedy.
Yeah.
It's right. Because I don't like myself. I'm learning to, and I'm finally starting to lately. I didn't like myself because, I had people in my life tell me that I was not good or not this or not that for years and years, and pounding it into my head and making me, just hate the world and everybody in it. Like that's just that, but that's not good. It's not sustainable. It was okay for a couple of years, but now, I fucked up my whole life, and now I'm trying to like not do that at all. Like I'm stopping that cold turkey too, not just the drugs. I'm trying to stop being an asshole cold turkey too, because I know like even with friends, like if like something happens, like I can be an asshole about stuff and I don't even realize that I'm doing it, because that's like where I'm set is just like on 100 all the time. I don't know how to just like talk and like tell you how I feel, because if I tell you how I feel, then you're gonna know that I have feelings. And I'm like, fuck that. I don't want you to know that I have feelings. I want you to think that I don't feel anything. But it doesn't work when you're like, you've known for somebody for years, and you know what I mean? And you're just not, I'm like a fucking brick wall, and it's just like there's no give. And you know what I mean? Like people that end up like that, they don't have anything or anyone.
Yeah, it's hard to build friendships, hard to build relationships.
Anything, yeah. It fucks up everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I didn't like going to like the NA classes. I'm not saying that's, if somebody like people like that, that's great. I don't like it. I don't like I felt like it was like too like they were just trying to like, I don't know how to explain it. Like almost like military, like militarize it. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you have to do this, this, and this. I want to be able to do everything that everybody else does, but just be okay with not having to get fucked up too. They're like, oh, you have to do the complete opposite. And I'm like, I don't want to do the complete opposite. I want to just be able to do everything, and that's like a real thing why I didn't really like going. And I know like a lot of other people don't like I know not a lot of people sober, but some I do. They don't like that, because it's so hard to go from you're partying, you're hanging out with your friends, you're doing fun shit all the fucking time, to just nothing. There's not like a middle ground. And that's what I'm trying to do with all this shit. I'm trying to be like, there can be a middle ground. You just have to be responsible for your actions and your feelings.
Yeah, that self-control has got to be on point.
And it's not just addicts. I mean, addicts, that's, you know what I mean? That's like the number one thing, but like that's with everybody. Like that's how things are with everybody a little bit, Yeah. So it's been good. It's been good. We're getting some good responses on it. Yeah. Thank you to everybody that's been watching. So hopefully it'll take
you're
off.
A talker.
Yeah, man.
You know how to talk, bro.
I always did. I didn't talk about myself. I kept that away from everyone. But I'm always able to talk about shit. I was never able to talk about myself. You know what I mean? I was hiding from everyone, and that doesn't work forever. Eventually it's going to slip out in a bad way. So I'm just putting it all out there in front of everybody first, you know, instead of just hiding it. Because you hide shit, you get weird. You know what I mean? You start to fuck shit up, and then everything's gone. You're like, everything's gone, and then you're like, what the fuck do I do now?
So this podcast is part therapy for you too, as well.
I think it is. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm able to like. He was saying, he's like, you're like kind of talking to yourself, even though I'm like kind of talking. Well, I am talking to myself, but I'm like, I always talk to myself. But now I'm like, I want to do it in like a positive way, because you know, when I talk to myself, I talk to myself negative, and that's like a lot of my problem is like, I fucking hate myself. I'm this, I'm that, I'm gross. Like I'm fucking ugly. Like I'm not good enough. Like that's what's killing me too, is being like that, because I've been like that for so long, and that's what the drugs and the alcohol did, was just I was able to just push all that shit away. But now that it's gone, it's like pushing me back. And am I just gonna push back more, or am I just gonna accept it?
Right.
You know, because that's the hardest thing, is accepting things for the way that they are and just adapting. Adapting is the hardest thing to do in this life. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to change. We want everything to be set the way that we want it, but that's not how life works. You know, life is constantly punching you. Are you just gonna keep punching back and it not go anywhere, or are you gonna be able to like bob and weave? You know?
Right.
And that's what I'm learning to do with all this shit.
Yeah. One step at a time, man.
That's right.
One step at a fucking time.
1 week at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Glad to hear you're doing a lot better, though.
Trying, man. Thank you.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in the works. I'm trying to keep each other busy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Trying to get all these shows going too.
Yeah. Yeah, holy shit. You just put out a music video too.
I did. Yeah, this heat has my blood boiling. I wrote that. I was watching a lot of the Netflix documentaries, like the serial killer ones.
Uh-huh.
I was watching like the Son of Sam and like the Night
shit.
Stalker. So like I kind of put that, because it was like really hot this summer, and I was like, you know what I mean? I get crazy when it's hot. You know, I'm already insane, and it's fucking hot, and I'm like, I'm watching these, and I'm like, if you kind of look, like all the serial killers, that when they did it, it was in the summer. So that kind of has a correlation, I think. You know what I mean? Like Jeffrey Dahmer, all his killings were in the summer. The Night Stalker, all his killings were in the summer. You know what I mean? Son of Sam too, all in the summer. So I was like, I went in the studio, and I just like, it's kind of like a fun song, but like, you know, in the background, because that's how I do all my shit. Like I try to make it like kind of funky and like kind of groovy, where you can like have fun to it, but I'm like talking about crazy shit in it too.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh shit. Okay.
That's just how my mind works. Like I want to like say crazy shit, but I want to do it in like a fun way.
Right.
You know? So like that's what that song, I was like, I really like that song. Like
It's
that's
a good
probably
song,
my
dude.
favorite one so far.
I thought it was a good song. I
Thank
love
you.
the beat on it.
Yeah, that beat's sick.
Yeah.
Who did the beat?
His name's Young Zodiac.
Young Zodiac.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He's all into that shit too.
That's wild,
Yeah.
dog.
But the next song I have coming out, it's a little softer. So that'll be like with the album that I'm working on, there's not heavy shit, but more like groovy stuff. You know what I mean? There's still like, I still have like, you know, like trap shit in there, but like trying to push it more. I don't like scream and like do all that shit anymore. I'm kind of like over that, because everybody does that like nowadays, and like everybody's trying to sound like City Morgue, and it sucks, because you're just screaming over a shitty beat. Like that's not, I don't know, that's not good. Like,
Yeah.
just because like you dress like a punk and you scream over a beat, like that's what people think like is cool now. You know what I mean? You know how like we were talking about how like the dynamics of like things that are cool change. Like it's cool to be shitty and look cool now. You know, your music doesn't have to be good. You just have to look cool. And I'm just like,
yeah,
I'm staying away from all, because a lot of people that do the style that I do,
yeah, you get categorized with them.
Exactly. And I'm trying to stay far away from that shit. I'm trying to worry about the music and fuck what I look like, and me looking cool, because I just want to make good music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I've learned about me and sobriety. Like, I thought I did get lost in the sauce for a bit. For sure I did. But that's not what I wanted to do when I started making music when I was a kid, because I loved making music because I liked making music, not because I wanted to be cool or I wanted people to listen to it. I made it for me. And that's what I'm trying to do now. Just make it for me. If one person likes it, that's all I care about now.
And that one person can be yourself.
That's right.
That's fire.
That's right. There's too much of these rappers trying to be cool for everybody else. But
right.
I talk about that on the podcast. Are you cool by yourself? Are you okay by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When the music stops and there's no drinks flowing, like, are you okay?
Right.
Probably not. And that's what it comes down to. Because I work in the funeral industry and I see death every single day. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, yellow. It doesn't matter if you're rich. It doesn't matter if you're tall or short. We're all ending up in the ground. All of us. But what did you do with the time that you had here? Did you make it count, or did you just fuck around? Because I see how short and long life is. We get everybody. You know what I mean? I see it. And since I've been working there, it's been really making me think how precious life is and how it almost doesn't mean anything at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, life is very precious, but at the end, it's still the end. At least for this form, right? Whatever comes after, that's a different thing. But what did you do in this life? Like, when I stepped away from Catholicism and I told my mom I didn't believe in God anymore, and I went the complete opposite way, right? All the satanic shit and this and that. But that I didn't go towards it because it was dark and it was like, fuck this and fuck that. It was because it was about believing in yourself. In American Satanism, like modern American Satanism, it's not like Satan isn't, they don't actually believe in Satan. They believe in the good and bad inside of yourself. You know what I mean? You make your own decisions. There's not somebody going to be tallying up all the shit that you're doing and then telling you at the end, it's going to be you. Did you do good or did you do bad? That's what it's really about. It's like being good to yourself and others around you now. That way, when you do pass on to whatever you believe in, like, you know what I mean? Then you can actually be at peace, because I've been really like thinking like, what comes after this? It's obviously something.
Yeah.
I've done too many psychedelics to know that there's not nothing behind. I've peered through the veil many times. So there is something, whether it's our own conscious that makes it, or there actually is something out there that we're all going to later, So I've been really thinking, my mind is just going a million miles a minute all the time, because I'm just like thinking like, what the fuck is after this? But then that becomes too much. You know what I mean? You're thinking like, oh, like I have to do all these things for after. No, do the things for now.
Yeah.
Remember these little moments. Remember these little times that we had together. You know what I mean? Like all that. Like I get lost in the sauce sometimes still, because I'm like trying to do this and this and this, and I'm like, I don't breathe and just take everything in for a second and enjoy it, appreciate it. I don't do that a lot, and I'm trying to do that more. And I think that's what's helping me do with the podcast. I'm able to just like kind of sit and relax and just like kind of think for a minute, right? And appreciate things. Yeah.
In a way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
It's fucking dope. But you're right, man. We only have so much time on this earth, you know? It's like it's up to you what you do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it could be cut short like at any minute. Or
Yeah.
it could be very long.
And that's the
We
wild
don't know.
part. It's the wildest part
That's right.
is that I can walk out of here and just never be back.
Right.
And just like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you could have done nothing wrong. Yeah.
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 It's not even my fault. What if a drunk driver hit me when I came out this parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just on my way home.
And that's it.
And it's to me right now, I don't think I'd be at peace because I don't think I've done anything or enough for myself.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's like, fuck, I got to do more.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like I always got to do more.
Gotta make every day count.
Yeah, 100%. Now, especially with my daughter, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got to do all these things so she never feels what I felt at this age or at
That's
that
exactly
age,
how I feel too.
you know? And it's just like, dude, I got to keep pushing, whether it be this podcast, whether it be work or extra work on the fucking side.
Mm-hmm. Or all
like,
of
it
it.
don't even fucking matter
Mm-hmm.
because I got to keep pushing. That's why when we go back to these people that don't do things for themselves, I think they're just fucking losers.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, what the fuck you mean you just want to go home and drink? Like, you're just comfortable with that shit?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to do anything to benefit yourself when you get home? You're going to tell me you just work a 9 to 5 and pay bills and you're like, that's my life.
That's it.
Fuck that shit, bro.
I hate that.
I cannot be that 9 to 5. I'm the 9 to 5 guy right now, but I'm really
That's
not
okay.
trying to be
I am
when I'm
too.
30.
I feel it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, because it's like, fuck, I'm missing out on shit already with my daughter that I'm like, what the fuck? You know?
Mm-hmm.
When the fuck is she able to sit up? When did this happen? You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I tell my girl, I'm like, when the fuck did that?
You're gonna.
Why
blink
didn't you
and
fucking
she's gonna
record
be
it?
7.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I realized, like, fuck, like, I don't want to fucking be working when she takes her first steps.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be fucking working when she says her first word. Working for somebody else, making them money.
Right.
You know?
When you could be doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Getting all those little moments.
Making that money for myself. Making that money for her. So it's like to these guys that have kids out there and they're just like 9 to 5, go home. Hey, the kids are cool because they're fed a little bit. Like, that's, to me, I'm like, nah.
I feel that way too because a lot of people are like, oh, like as long as my kid's taken care of, don't you want your kid to see you do something?
Exactly.
And I get a lot of shit from like my family about like the music stuff. I'm like, I want to show Tommy that I at least tried to do this for as long as I could until I can't do it anymore. I want him to at least see that he has the ability to do that if he wants to do that.
Right.
To follow his dream.
Yeah.
That I've been following for 15 years. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I want the fame and this and that. What my real dream is to be shouting in front of a sea of people and them shout my words back. As long as I did that on any scale, then in my mind, that's how I made it. Whether there's no money or this or fame or that, as long as I tried to get that little idea, that little thought, then I can show him like, hey, anything's possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like when I was growing up, my mom's like, no. That's not anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter. I don't care what he does. It would be cool if he was into music in some capacity.
Right.
But even if he's not, whatever he wants to do, I want to be able to be like, you want to do that? Go and do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because for as long as I can remember, everybody told me, no. You'll never be able to do it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care if it takes me until I'm dead. Fuck everyone else, and I'm going to keep doing it. That's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? Are you going to follow your dreams or are you going to let it die?
Yeah. Let it die.
And even if it does die, find another dream.
Yeah.
You know? My first dream died, quote unquote, of me being in a band, like, and doing metal and all that. And I was like, fuck it. Let me try to do something else. And that's how I started on this. And then I got good at it. And now, you know, I'm here.
Right.
And I'm trying to do it as best as I can for as long as I can. You know, try to keep the dream alive. even if it's a little bit. You know,
Yeah,
there's not enough. There's not enough dreams anymore. Remember, that's all I did when I was a kid was dream about shit. Now I'm just like, I gotta think about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The responsibilities, like, yeah, it happens for everybody, but like, I've seen over time, you know, my peers and friends, like, they just let their dreams die and they just like don't even give a fuck, you know? And a lot of my really close friends don't have kids. And, you know, I tell them, I was like, I don't care if I do this and I fail, at least I showed Tommy that I tried and I failed, that I just didn't sit there and just do nothing.
Right.
You know? Because I watched, you know, my mom do that. You know, like she just gave up on her dreams. She just gave up. And I don't want to be like that. And I understand now that I'm becoming older, like, hey, like you should have like maybe not a backup, but like at least a little bit of a plan.
Right.
Have that plan with that dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Build that plan and then whatever it is to get you to that dream.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then that just goes back to like some people just don't want to put in the work.
They don't. It's just because it's so easy not to fucking care, not to try. It's
so
easy. I know it's easy. But like life is so hard already. Like I get like when people don't want to make it harder, but like sometimes you have to make it harder in order for it to be easier later.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to make it harder for it to get better.
Yeah.
You know?
What do they say? It's it gets worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
I've been trying to think of that. Put that in my mind more.
Right. Yeah, all you youngins out there, I really want to do this shit. Like, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
That's right. I mean,
you just gotta keep rolling with the punches.
What percentage of us really make
back.
it in the music game? It's a small percentage of us that
like
really
5%?
make it big. Probably. You know what I mean? But you still have to try because there is that percentage. You could be in that percentage.
Yeah, you could be a part of that 5%, but that 5% takes hard work and dedication.
That's right. A little bit of luck, but
yeah,
the hard work has got to be there. You pushing your shit out. You really believe.
Sometimes you get lucky and know somebody, you know?
That's right.
Sometimes you get lucky and just pull up to the right concert at the right time.
Right.
You know? And like it's a break for some people, but other people just got to work through that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just have no other choice but to actually like grind out their fucking gears day and night to get whatever they want to be. And like that's okay as long as that plan works and that dream comes true, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's all worth it then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know people that, you know, are still trying, you know, and they seem happy because they're trying. It may not be where they want it to be, but they're having fun with it. They're making music, whatever genre it is. You know what I mean? You see like the old guys playing like a cover band at like some bar. Like that may not be what they wanted to do, but hey, they're still doing it.
Yeah, that's what they love to do.
That's right.
I got a homegirl whose dad is in an 80s cover band.
Nice.
And that fool rips the shit out of those drums.
He's probably having fun.
And he's having the best time of his life.
That's right.
One time we almost had to take him to the hospital because he thought he was having a heart attack. I'm just like saying it was for real. We were at the bar and he came to the side and was like, yo, I need fucking water. I need fucking Tylenol. Like, and we was worried. But he was there the next weekend right after that doing the same shit because he's like, I'll fucking die doing this shit. This is what I want to do.
That's how I feel too.
And I was just like, whoa, all right, man. Let's fucking do it, you know? I'll fucking be there to fucking give you that water. I'll be there with Tylenol for you, dog. You just let me know when your next show is, you know?
Nice.
Because it's like, it's dope, man. It's dope to see older people to continue to keep doing what they love and what they were doing when they were 20.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, damn, this
rather than just like sitting at home, bitter, doing nothing.
Yeah, fucking feeding your cats and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out.
What time
people just want to own a cat.
I know. Everyone would want a cat. Like,
get a dog. Take him for a fucking walk, dude. Don't fucking get a cat.
Honestly, cats annoy me. Cats annoy me.
there's no more people with cat allergies than dog allergies.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm pretty allergic to cats too. That's
Are you?
Yeah.
What time are we at?
Like an hour 20.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in this deep.
Yeah.
We were in this deep. Thank you for coming back, bro.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
Yeah, man.
It's been
I'm
good.
glad to have you as a regular now, especially with this podcast you have going on.
I'm down.
I'm like happy to like. You know,
I think it'll be good. You know.
Yeah.
So we'll all start pushing this shit out. You know, as much as we can, and it's gonna give. It's gonna give sooner or later.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of people even behind the scenes working with us too.
Yes.
And that feels good.
Definitely. It feels good to have this camaraderie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now, you know, we're all striving for the same goal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I tried so long to just make myself, but I wasn't helping, or maybe I wasn't helping out enough everybody around me.
Or the right people.
Right.
You know, sometimes you do as much as you can for the wrong person, and it'll just be like wasted energy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, but it's good. It's been good.
Yeah, man.
I think we're by the new year, I think we're gonna start seeing some results.
Yeah, we're gonna have some big announcements coming this new year too.
Definitely. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Morning with Goat.
Good morning with Lil Goat. Instagram, YouTube. Go subscribe. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for all my music videos. Got new music coming out. Thank you guys. Appreciate
Thank you, bro. I'm excited to have you back.
Thanks.
Also, other announcements. We got another podcast joining the team. Being with myself and the homie Cody, or Cap, as he wants to be called.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
fucking that. Weirdo. I hope you're watching this, fucking weirdo.
He was like, call me Cap.
Call me Cap. I was like, what the fuck?
Cap report. That should be a little
Cap report. On today's juice. That's what we're going to be calling the
There
podcast. Yeah, where we just do a rundown of what's going on in the OC, what's going on with us. Shout out to Jamal over at Hits 101 Radio, True 100. Everybody we got in touch with over the past couple of weeks. Goat, thank you for doing what you do, man.
Of course, guys. No worries.
Thank you for coming back on.
Thank you for having me.
I know we didn't do no intro, but this is the outro right here. It's Hoser.
Making it out. Hey,
Isaac.
look,
And we out of here.
go around the town, up in my way, up my shit. Niggas be making a sound.